Alrighty, so today we were going to be diving deep on the exact roadmap on how to make 100K per month as a content creator with a coaching offer. And so we are going to be talking about specifics and all the tactical things that you need. We're not going to be talking about any theory or broad picture things. We're going to be talking about specific things that will make a direct impact in your business. So we're going to be diving deep, and it's going to be super educational and helpful for you. And so I don't want to waste your time, and let's get right into it. So the 4 main steps that you need to take to maximize both the impact that you're able to have and the growth that that impact has on your business is really nailing down your short form and long form content strategy to actually attract your ideal client, where it is way more important to have quality people watching your content than just a lot of people just going viral, things of that nature. You need to focus on attracting the right people that will end up buying. And so from there, we need to make sure that if you're attracting these people, actually offering them what they want, right? And kind of getting into where the marketplace is at right now, and offering something that they actually want and will actually find valuable. Because there's a lot of coaches and info products out there right now, and we are in a place in the market where there's a lack of trust and how to actually overcome that. From there, we're going to talk about the funnel creation and actually directing people to take an intended action, whether that's to make a purchase directly or book a call so that you can sell them on that call, and really making sure that you're maximizing the people that are coming through your funnel and ultimately converting them. And then we're going to talk about the sales mechanism, specifically the appointment setting process and the closing process to actually get people to buy. So let's get right into it. There's a lot that we are going to unpack. And so the first thing is the short form and long form content strategy. And there's 4 main pillars that you really need to understand. And one is that you need to expand people's mind on what is even possible. A lot of people are stuck in their own ways and they're a bit closed-minded, and they don't even understand that they can easily be reaching a certain goal, but they just don't even know that it's possible, right? And so creating that desire, you see a lot of people do this by, driving in their Lambos and making videos about it, or in their penthouse, or, going on crazy shopping sprees. There's a lot of different ways. There's also a lot of motivational content, and that's really what this pillar is. The next pillar is making them obstacle aware, right? Where you're saying, hey, drop shipping or SMMA or whichever business model helped me get to my goals, but there's obstacles that come with it, right? It's not just smooth sailing. And so the more people who will experience the obstacle and the more content that you make about that, the more that they will resonate with your content and be fixated on kind of what you're doing and what you have to say. The next one is making them solution aware, right? That there is a way to get over that obstacle that they are facing. And the more people who will look for a solution where you can kind of go into detail and build even more curiosity around that. And then there's solution implementation. So saying, hey, I can actually come in and fix this problem for you. The best way I like to do that to make it feel organic is showing testimonials, case studies, and things of that nature of saying, hey, I helped, Jimmy overcome this exact problem, and now he's making 30K, 50K a month. And so that's a really easy way to make it feel organic as opposed to just forcing your solution onto people. So let's get into the info launch flywheel and how your content will really start to flywheel and really work effortlessly for you. And so you're gonna want to either recreate the most viral reels that have worked for you and your offer, or you're gonna want to go look at other people in your niche and really analyze the content that works the best for them. and recreate that and really master that style of content, especially on that solution awareness aspect. The other ones are pretty easy. From there, once you can really nail down that style of content, make it a comment CTA and tell people to comment in the section a specific keyword and engage with all the leads. Send messages to all comments and all engagers, everyone who likes, comments, and follows. Get them to book in a consultation call, close them, make money, and then this is very simplified. We're gonna dive into all of this, and then use that money to run ads and create more high quality content. And that's really where your content will start to flywheel. And so it's important to understand that the organic content is gonna fuel everything that you do. And you just need to close a couple deals until it starts really flywheeling, and you're gonna start really multiplying your revenue from that once you master content. So that's really the most important aspect of all of this. So from there, what are you gonna start offering? So a lot of people offer courses and paid communities. Anywhere, from $50 to $500 for courses, one-time fees, and you see a lot of low-ticket communities these days in that $15 to $100 range, sometimes all the way up to $300. And the problem is your offer is supposed to be bridging the gap between their current situation and their desired situation. And although these are good and they're helpful, oftentimes they don't get people all the way across to where they actually want to be, which is their desired situation, right? And so the best way to actually fix this is to actually have a hybrid mentorship offer, where mentorship typically is one-on-one, and you are also including a course and paid community in your offer. And it is hands-on, but it isn't exactly one-on-one. So it is a bit more like group coaching. And you can actually charge a lot for this, anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. You can even bump it up even more, the more you build out and the more you include in your offer. And so that's kind of what we're gonna get into here. And so, like I said, your offer should be bridging the gap from their current situation to their desired situation. And it should have, for your high ticket, it should have a do-it-yourself aspect, a done-for-you aspect, and a done-with-you aspect. And so typically there's 3 pillars to any offer. Usually people need to improve their mindset, and actually, if you want to achieve something that you've never achieved before, you need to kind of, become a new person, right? And so a lot of times people need mindset and motivation. People think it's very woo-woo, but it is really important to actually get your prospects in the right mindset if they're going to go through the pain of achieving their goals. Because a lot of times it is really difficult, right? And so next, you're gonna want to actually help them improve their skill set. So teaching them the actual skills, right? And then how do they actually make money and monetize from those skills? And so those are typically the 3 most important pillars, and having, different aspects that are, like I said, do it yourself. So they need to be doing in the work. If they have question or some new insight or something that they're struggling with, they need to do that on their own, and then come with that question or concern to the community or ask you directly, right? And that goes with all 3 of these pillars. The done for you aspect is template, right? So maybe you help them, with their morning routine, or you help them with their diet. When it comes to improving their skills, maybe you help them with the sales script, or, fully done for you aspects where it's a template and you can just give it over to them and they just need to follow it. Same goes with the make money aspect. It could be the CRM, right? You just give them over, here's a CRM to manage all your leads, or here's a landing page template. Here you go. You do it for them and really just help them bridge the gap to where they need to be. And then the systems and the processes is really where it's do it with you. And so if you can create an offer that covers all these aspects and has some of these done for you and done with you aspects, you can charge 3 to 5 times more than your competitors, where everyone just has a do-it-yourself offer these days, and it just simply doesn't work because it doesn't get people to their desired situation. And so that is how I would craft $1 million per year offer. And so let's get down into what your funnel should look like. So these are the keys to your funnel. Obviously, organic content plus ads. Once you're at that 30 to 50K mark, I think it's really smart to invest some of that money back into ads. That's another topic for another day though. From there, you're gonna want to drive that traffic to a landing page and a free community. Get people to opt in, of course, so that you have their information, you have their name, their phone number, and their email so you can contact them. Get them to, get your sales team or your growth specialist, as I like to call them, or your appointment setters to start talking to them so that you can then convert them into a new student. So once they opt in, you're gonna want two things to start happening. One is that appointment setter takes over and sends them a message right away. Within 5 to 10 minutes, speed to lead is absolutely critical. And as we go down, this is what really makes the system click. And so once they reach out to them, they should really focus on discovering what is their current situation, what are their desired goals, and what is the bottleneck stopping them from getting to where they want to get to, right? And understanding if they've tried SMMA or dropshipping, for example, and if they're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. And if they're a beginner, they probably most likely will be a best fit for your lower ticket offers. And if they have tried this before and they're really, in their intermediate phase or advanced, they're probably on that call or reaching out or opting in because they're really facing a lot of bottlenecks they don't know how to overcome. And that's where you can really help them with your high ticket offer. And so figuring that out. From there, 30 to 40% of your opt-ins will reply. So don't expect everyone to reply. It's normal. People click on stuff and just because they're just doom scrolling and they're not high intent leads, which is normal. 80 to 100% of those people who do respond will end up getting a booking link. And then 60, 80 of those people will end up taking action and booking a call. And so from there, that is what your sales team should be doing. But you should also have an email drip campaign or a 12 email quasi-periodic sequence. And this is extremely important. If you do not have 12 emails that every single one of your opt-ins is receiving, then you're leaving a ton of money on the table. From these emails, you could be doing so many things. You could be showing them your case studies and things of that nature, why your business model is the best one for them to pursue based on their current situation. And you can also be selling the dream. In these emails, you can really be covering all 4 of these aspects and further nurturing them. So maybe even if only 30 or 40 of these people respond to your appointment setter or your growth specialist, they're going to be still getting nurtured by these 12 emails. And you can also be pushing them to your YouTube content where you're then retargeting them with your ads. So your lead costs will be super low with that and you don't need very much budget because you have their information and so you can retarget them. You're also, from your YouTube, pushing them to your attention gaining sales assets, piquing their interest, nurturing them further. Link in description of each video to a landing page, and you kind of just keep the process going and you're keeping these leads in your ecosystem. And so even if they're not buying right now, they're going to end up buying over time. And that's really how you build that 100K per month coaching business, is that you actually have systems that are converting people over time, not just a bunch of big old cash injection and just hoping for the best. And this is something that is extremely sustainable, right? And so from there, landing page, growth specialist, right, the appointment setter, and you just continue the same process and getting them into a new student. So I want to now dive into that free community funnel as well, because it's super important to keep nurturing these people. And some people will land on your landing page but aren't ready quite yet. And so you want to offer them something free as well, where you can get them up and off the ground. So this is kind of what the free community funnel looks like. You gain their attention, you own their attention, and get them off of YouTube or Instagram and get them into your own community where now you own the attention. They're not just brain rotting or doom scrolling on these other social media platforms, and now they're actually focused on you and what you have to say. And so it's really important to own the attention and get them on a separate platform. And so we can talk about that another time, but that is super important. Educating step and actually nurturing them and then converting them. So the setter DMs them, the growth specialist, or your content is doing this work, or you have a certain lead magnet inside of the free community, and that is what's really gonna attract them into your free community. So that is the key, and that's where all of this kind of goes into play. From there, you need to have a no-brainer offer, right? Obviously it is free, so that already makes it no-brainer, and you just need to frame it as, why this community is going to help them. You invite them into the free community at that point, the lead request to join, you accept them, you collect their email, of course, so now they just opted in, right? So that you can, then add them to an active campaign, which is probably that 12 email sequence that we talked about. You can retarget them. Obviously now you have their information, so that is super important. You can actually reach out to them now with the growth specialists, and the same way that you had them on the back end, or in the front end, you get them on the back end as well. So you also have your leads being converted, and you starting conversations with your appointment setters in your free community. You nurture them with attention converting sales assets, right? Which you're asking for permission. Hey, I think this will really help you out. I want to send this over to you. You tag a member on the post. You make sure that they get that asset sent to them, and you follow up, uncover more inefficiencies in their business or their process or what they're doing while they're attempting to reach those goals that they have, right? You share a novel way of solving these problems, and this is just the setting process where you then can offer a call to walk them through and give them help on implementing these solutions that you're proposing. They may be interested in a call. If they are, of course, you book them in. If they're not, you say, hey, no problem. I have another free resource for you, where it should be an attention gaining sales asset, where they'll probably have some questions with that, right? So you're always making sure that you follow up with your leads and asking if everything's okay, how their business is going, what they're struggling with. Eventually someone will raise their hand. You can get them to, you send them over, an attention converting sales asset, which is, a VSL or anything like that, to get them to take action and offer a call, right? Or you can option to get them back to a specialist. And so making sure that the people in your community are being spoken to and things of that nature, right? And so that's really important for your free community, where you're not just letting people just chill and hang out there. We're having conversations with these people and figuring out how we could potentially help them. So next is the conversion mechanism. We've gone over a good amount of this, but just to reiterate how to make sure that you're being efficient with this. So obviously you're promoting your offer through organic and paid ads strategies. Paid ad is a little bit more advanced. So, but let's break it all down. Organic, you got your short form platforms, long form platforms, and your email list. For your short form on Instagram and TikTok, things of that nature, you're gonna wanna add a link in your bio and promoting on stories with polls and embedded links 3 times a week. That is the best way to drive traffic to your offer on these short form platforms. When it comes to your long form platforms like YouTube, embed a link under each video, right in the description, and then also pin a comment on every post as well. So write a comment under your own account and pin that comment as a top comment so that people are gonna be seeing the link if they liked your video, right? Then in the email list, promote your offer 1 to 3 times as well per week in your email list. So that's the organic aspect. For paid ads, you're gonna need an ad creative. Obviously, for your campaign structure, it should be set to traffic. And then you need to make sure for this to work properly that your lead cost is 10% or lower of your cost per booked call. So if your cost per booked call is $100, you want your lead cost to be right around $10. And this is a bit more advanced. I'll make another video on this, but it's just something to take note of. In terms of your conversion and how to convert them, there's two things that are really important, is how you're nurturing them from the time that they opt in, and then your appointment setting flow. So in terms of nurturing them, you always want to be sending them and nurturing them through long form content. No one is ever going to be nurtured through 60-second reels. And so YouTube is the best way to nurture people and really just educate people further so that you can build that trust with the prospect. Also sending them pre-call VSL, which breaks down your offer, the process, and pre-handle any objections so that when they show up to the call, they're really crystal clear and they're actually already ready to buy before they hop on the call, because you already handle all that stuff and now you're just going over the small little nitty-gritty details and essentially just collecting payment if the funnel is doing its job correctly. From there, you also want to have trust and intent-based emails 2 to 3 times a week, breaking down case studies, student results, belief shifting content. A lot of people's beliefs their mindset is broken, right? Otherwise they would already be at their goals. And so you need to be shifting their beliefs and making them realize that what you're promoting is possible if they just put in the work. And, process selling assets, right? How does all of this work, and making them feel confident that they can do this, actually, achieve these results. In terms of appointment setting flow, you're going to want to set up, either Discord or Slack with your entire team in there and making sure that no leads are slipping through the cracks. So you're going to want to set up a channel with Zapier and making sure that every time you get a lead, your whole team knows about it and everyone's reaching out within 5 minutes, and you leave like a raised hand if you reached out, or an X if you can't find them. So the whole team is communicating. We've got, as I said, no leads slipping through the cracks. SMS reach out, either WhatsApp or iMessage or Telegram. So you don't want to be DMing on Instagram, for example. You want to own the attention and get them off those platforms so that they are fully focused and engaged on the conversation at hand and not being distracted by scrolling and things of that nature. Tracking all of these things, of course, and making sure that you're tracking the data. So the daily volume of opt-ins, your outreach tracker, whether they're opting in or it was a cold DM or someone left a comment and you reached out to them. Tracking all of those things so that you can understand your conversion rates, your convo flow, right? Offering a gift or a lead magnet, and seeing, are people replying 20% of the time or 50% of the time? Because if they're replying 20% of the time, you need to make some tweaks to your messaging and understanding that, right? Finding inefficiencies, having the right offer walkthrough, and following up and tracking all these things, and make sure that from there, they are booking a call. So if you found any of this valuable, I do help my clients implement all these systems for themselves, right? Obviously, as you can tell, it's very complex and it takes a lot of time. And if you are planning on making content, implementing all these systems, building out all these funnels, having the right copy, staying in touch with all of your clients, making sure that they're getting results, your head is going to explode, right? And so no one, or very few people who have gotten to that 100K per month mark as a content creator have done it all on their own. And so that's pretty much what I help with, and help people build out these systems, manage the sales team, make sure their content is converting the right way, and make sure that they're on their back end, that they have the right offer and that their students are getting results as well. So if you're interested, you can book a call below. I also have a 33-page launch guide. So if you're launching for the first time, or you are looking to make a big push, I also have a full breakdown on how to launch your offer the right way. So you can subscribe to the newsletter and I'll send that over to you for free. Otherwise, check out my Instagram where I have a lot of awesome content. I share a bunch of client results on there and things of that nature. And so you can follow me along there. I hope you made it to the end of this video. I hope you found it valuable and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.